My feet so fat I can't get into my roller skates. And my neckerchief don't fit anymore. Look at this. It's a stick up. It don't work. I do this at a bank robbery, I look like a fool.
Hey, what's up, pups? How are you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode of the Power Up Podcast. It's a podcast that likes to talk pop culture, tries to keep ourselves up to date of what's going on in that realm, with the goal of bringing back that nostalgic flame. That nostalgic flame, because I think it's dying, and I think we need to go back to the good old days, of being entertained just for entertainment's sake. If you enjoy the show, if you're new, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and punch that thumbs up and turn on that bell to get notified when I go live. Right now, we are on YouTube, Rumble, and X, so you can check me out over there. And then in the description, there should be my other social media listed below. But humbled and blessed that you guys take the time to hang out with little old me. So right now, Rumble Studio still being stupid. We're testing out Rumble Studio. Well, for some reason they changed something. Nothing's changed on my end. I didn't change any settings. But, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hold on. There we go. Okie doke. Let's hop into it, shall we? Got some articles here that we'll check out. This one caught my eye from Tech for Gamers. That has to do with apparently Marvel's Spider-Man reportedly generated $3.8 billion in revenue. Now, kind of sus about it, but we'll see what's up. So Marvel's Spider-Man, that would be the 2018. I'm assuming it's just 2018. Instantly became popular thanks to Insomniac's beautiful craftsmanship. The game sold over 33 million copies, which is pretty insane, but isn't that surprising if you consider its fandom thanks to comics, TV shows, and movies. The game has arguably done wonders for Insomniac, and a new report reveals that it has made $3.8 billion in revenue. And it had a budget apparently of $90 million, so it's making nearly $4 billion in revenue and is straight up absurd. Yeah, that's pretty insane. The report suggested was a standout success. So I guess this is where this report is coming from. Maybe. Almost looks like that looks like a job application sort of thing. This report comes directly from Kevin Kimball, who drove market leadership at Sony along with mentoring a large team. He also led the marketing for the Spider-Man game released in 2018. So here's a quote. I led the marketing efforts for Marvel Spider-Man, achieving a 971% sales surge. In its first year, selling over 2 million units globally and generating $3.8 billion in revenue. Someone who led its marketing rights mentions the game generated nearly $4 billion in revenue. However, the math here doesn't add up. At the time, the game only sold 20 million copies, so there's no way that it could account for $3.8 billion. As of the latest update, it sold over 33 million copies, and even now it seems impossible for the title to make such an amount in revenue. This is without considering how many times the game would have gone on sale. This could be a typo, but this figure could make sense if we also account for the console bundles and merchandising. Without that, it just doesn't make sense. Or it could be the whole franchise, as it has sold over 50 million copies altogether. However, 50 million copies, even counting without discount, would also not be enough, so the console bundles and merchandising have to be part of the revenue. That is the only way for it to make sense if we don't consider it a typo. Nonetheless, Insomniac has seen great success in Spider-Man games. The recent title has also been praised highly. Sure, it has. And is heading to PC next year in June. And then what do you think of it? Well, I mean, yeah, if that's the only way it could make it, then I guess so. But Yeah, that does seem kind of weird about that typo, if it is indeed a typo. And why wouldn't you state, like, where you got that figure from? Like, the guy just threw it out there, like, oh, yeah, generated 3.8 billion in revenue. And plus, he just says selling 200 million units globally. So that makes it sound like it was just the game, to which if that's the case, then yeah, the math doesn't add up. So don't know what's going on here. I like the first Spider-Man game. First one was fun. I didn't play the second one because that one, like always, it seems to get bastardized in some shape or form. So also coming for Tech for Gamers, I thought this was interesting. Apparently the Intel CEO quits and leaves the company in turmoil. And there's two interim co-CEOs have been appointed. Intel has been in a pretty rough condition recently. There have been many rumors about the acquisition, and the company even laid off a lot of its employees to cover for the losses. More changes in the company that could negatively affect it would be too deadly now. However, Intel's CEO just recently quit. Now the company has lost one of its most important assets amid so many troubles. Apparently, Intel laid off 15,000 employees due to its losses it was facing, and it just might not be able to survive this massive blow. Company just recently announced that Pat Glenzinger has resigned effectively the 1st of December. He retired from the company after a distinguished 40-plus year career and has stepped down from the board of directors effective December 1st, 2024. What's up, Dick Around Brownie? AOG, how you living? I'm living, man. I'm trying to live. Just trying to do the Lord's work, you know? Thanks for swinging by. Thanks for stopping. So while it is not ideal for the company, Intel has now announced two interim co-CEOs, David Zinzer and Michelle Johnston Halthus. The founder leadership structure remains the same, but Michelle Johnston Halthus has been appointed for the newly created position of CEO of Intel Productions. Zinser will act as the executive vice president and chief financial officer, while, as said before, Halthus will focus on the company's products. While these both have been given major roles, the board of directors will conduct a search for a new CEO. Dude, this guy probably knew something's going under. He just knew, and he's like, I need to get out of here quick. Decent Thanksgiving? It was all right. I usually see family for Christmas, but Thanksgiving was good. So this is a new hurdle for the Thanksgiving. Hopefully yours was good as well. And hopefully it will manage to rise. The recent buyout rumors have also been dialed down, but AMD's dominance is not stopping. The tech giant has already claimed 30% of the desktop's CPU market. Yeah. I mean, if he's like December 1st, that was literally yesterday. If he did this like right now, like he must think it's going to go under. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm getting out while I still have the chance. So, hey, it might be a smart decision in the end for that guy if he knew. I didn't even know Intel was in trouble. That's crazy. I know a lot of people have been going AMD, so that's not what I use, but maybe I should at some point. Most definitely it's going under, you think? I wouldn't be surprised. All right, found some articles here about the director of Vision Amana has apparently joined Square Enix following the reported closure of the NetEase own studio that developed the game. I never played Vision Amana, so who knows how good it is. This comes from Video Game Chronicle. As spotted by Nobel, Ryosuke Yoshida posted a message on X announcing the news. Although the Mana series is owned by Square Enix and it published visions of Mana, it was developed by the NetEase-owned Aoka Studios. However, following the game's release on August 29th, it was reported that the NetEase had, quote, cut all but a handful of jobs at Aoka and planned to close the studio. Oh. Visions of Mana director Yoshida has now revealed that he left Aoka 2 months after the game's release and has now joined Square Enix itself. On a personal note, I quit NetEase Aoka Studios on October 31st, he wrote. We were a new studio, but we were able to release Vision of Mana. I'm grateful for the development team and NetEase for their support. It was a very good experience. Thank you all. That's why you dipped as soon as possible, apparently. Okay. I'm happy to announce that I joined Square Enix in December. I will do my best to make a game that many people can enjoy. I mean, well, Square Enix hasn't been doing so hot in terms of DEI and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Hopefully you don't become corrupt. Vision of Mana is the 5th main entry in the Mana series, and the first, not counting spin-offs, since Dawn of Mana, which was released on PS2 in 2006. Dang. The game, which was released on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and the PS4 and PC, were generally well received and currently has a Metacritic score of 75. Okay. Very interesting. I played Sword of Mana. I enjoyed Sword of Mana. That was fun. Secret of Mana obviously was really good. I wouldn't really mind keeping up with the Sword of Mana series. So Niche Gamer also covered this too. I don't know how much more information Niche Gamer adds. But they also cover that Yoshida has left NetEase Games, subsidiary developer Aoka Studios. Before he joined... Here we go. Oh, yeah, they had a little bit of like kind of what he did. Before he joined Aoka Studios, Yoshida got to start working for Capcom, where he was an assistant planner for the 2010's Lost Planet 2, a game designer on 2015's Monster Hunter Generations, and finally a designer on 2019's Devil May Cry 5. Good game, by the way. I love the Devil May Cry series. Dude was deeding around. Now he's kind of a legend. Secret of Mana is great. Yeah. Remains unclear what the status of Aoka Studios is after previous rumors that they had all but shut down by NetEase and have now lost one of their key staff for their debut game. Yeah, he did that in like October. Like, the Video Game Chronicles said he left like 2 months after the game's released. Yeah, right here. 2 months after the game's released. Man, he got in and out really quick. He's like, we got to go. He's like, I did my thing. Time to dip. Well, that's quite interesting. So this caught my eye over and Abounding into Comics just because this is 7. I like the movie 7. David Fincher's 7 reminds us why it's the ultimate thriller with new 4K Blu-ray release, 30th anniversary IMAX screenings. David Fincher's neo-noir masterpiece, 7, is returning to the screens in a way it's never been before, in IMAX to celebrate its 30th anniversary. This genre-defying 1995 thriller will be getting a limited theatrical run in IMAX theaters across Canada and the USA starting January 3rd, 2025. Dang, 1995. Dude, so many good movies. 90s, early 2000. What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? He just told you. If you want someone's attention, nowadays you can't just simply tap them on the shoulder. You have to hit them with a sledgehammer. Then you've learned that you've got their strict attention. Fans of the psychological thriller will have a chance to enjoy the dark story for the first time in 4K UHD on digital platforms and on 4K Blu-ray. This version will be available on Google Play, Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, and more starting January 7th, 2025. The restoration process, which lasted around a year according to The Wrap, was overseen by Fincher and done by Warner Brothers Discovery's motion picture imaging from the original camera negative. Dang. It was first mastered in 8K by Fincher's favorite post-production supervisor, Peter Mavromates, then downsampled to 4K. Seven was filmed in the rain-soaked downtown of Los Angeles by cinematographer Darius Kanji, or I almost want to say Klondike because that's kind of like reminds me of that, but it's not Klondike. Kanji relied on Super 35 with Panavision cameras and Primo spherical lenses in 2.39 and mixed handheld shots with Steadicam, giving the film its undisputed realism. It's a good flick, deserves it. Yeah, dude, I recommend anybody who hasn't seen Seven watch it. It is amazing. Collaboration between Fincher and Kanji on Seven pushed cinema towards a new standard for crime thrillers. Their influence can be seen in countless subsequent films, including The Bone Collector, Insomnia, and more. Even Fincher tried to bring back his overall dark and gritty feel with Zodiac. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Peppermint Farms remembers. For those not properly introduced to Fincher's Academy Award-nominated psychological thriller, Seven is set in a nameless, rain-drenched city that slowly dives into despair. The film follows two police officer, Young Mills, Brad Pitt, and Somerset, Morgan Freeman, as they engage a serial killer in a macabre game of cat and mouse. The killer, spoilers. Oh, there it is. There's the infamous finding out what's in the box. Well, I mean, I'm sure you've probably known by now. Kevin Spacey's involved into it, but what's interesting is they made sure not to advertise that he was into it until you actually saw the movie, because he wasn't like in the trailer or anything like that. So they kind of utilized that to build up the shock. It was a good move too. I mean, say what you want about Kevin Spacey, but we'll say the guy knows how to act, that's for sure. So the killer kills people inspired by the 7 deadly sins, and then you'll find many shocks and twists. But I'll just end it at that in case people haven't seen it yet. The passage of time hasn't washed down the merciless ending. Still sends shivers down viewers' spines. And then you pretty much learn about the different detectives. It was a breakout film for David Fincher. Before Seven, he only had the uninspiring Alien 3 under his directorial helm. Since then, he made hits like Fight Club, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Gone Girl, and more to become a 3-time Academy. Oh, I didn't know he did Fight Club. But it makes sense. It kind of has that same shtick. We hate to love him, but Kevin is a great actor, kind of saying a lot. Yeah, I know. It's just Hollywood. Alien 3 is absolute trash. I haven't even fully seen Alien. I never got into the Alien franchises. I never fully watched any of them. I've seen a lot of bits and pieces. The release will also feature previously unreleased bonus content, including audio commentaries from the director and stars, deleted scenes, alternative endings, and more. Nice. Well, I think that might be a fun thing to have in your collection, so I recommend it to anybody out there who wants to go check that out. They should. Didn't want to click that just yet, but that's all right. So, moving on back to Video Game Chronicle, GOG plans to preserve Warcraft 1 and 2 even though Blizzard is delisting them. It's pulling its classic Warcraft games from sale, following recent remaster releases. However, apparently GOG, in a blog post, said Blizzard had requested that the classic games be pulled from sale on December 13th, exactly 1 month after the developer announced and released fully remastered versions of the title on its own Battle.net marketplace. Both of the original Warcraft games are included in GOG's recently launched preservation program, which is designed to ensure that classic games remain playable on modern systems forever. And despite their upcoming delisting, GOG has said it will continue using its own resources to maintain their compatibility with modern PCs going forward. We're incredibly proud of the work we've done on Warcraft 1 and 2, bringing them back to life after decades of unavailability, GOG said. Should run Alien Isolations if you haven't already. Yeah, I heard that game was good. Heard it was good. Through our efforts, we've introduced several new features to both titles, including multiplayer support over LAN and enhanced graphical options like anti-aliasing and anisotropic filtering. In light of Blizzard's plan to delist Warcraft 1 and 2 from GOD, it added, "We want to reveal a new feature to our recently announced preservation program. Once a game joins the program, we pledge to maintain its compatibility even if it gets delisted from the store. This means that owners of those titles can still expect a seamless experience and tech support for those titles. This also considers potential changes Windows OS that may impact games' playability." So I guess if you guys want to get the OG copy, yeah, players who want to pick up Warcraft 1 and 2 bundle from GOG before it's delisted can use the discount code Make Warcraft Live Forever to knock $2 off of its regular price of $14.99, £11.89, I'm assuming. Blizzard recently remastered versions of Warcraft 1 and 2, along with Warcraft 3 Reforged Patch 2.0 during a Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct stream in November. Blizzard also said it will add player housings to World of Warcraft in its next expansion, Midnight. The expansion will be revealed next summer when the release announcements Mist of Pandaria Classics will also be released. Warcraft 1 and 2. I never got into Warcraft. I tried, but yeah. StarCraft 64 runs terrible, but I own it and cherish it. StarCraft 64. I'm sure someone's possibly made it out there. My thing is what did they change from the remastered versions? Like, I'm curious if they like bastardized it at all, you know? Good question, yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's unfortunate that remasters and remakes, you have to ask that now. It's like, what did they do? Like, what did they ruin in it? Hopefully they didn't ruin anything. Get ourselves set up here for some This Day in Gaming stuff. All right. But anyway, so jumping on over to that Park Place, I saw this on Twitter. Jim Cummings made a super base post, and of course it involved Trump. And a lot of butthurt lefty Disney fans are mad at him. Disney fans turn on Winnie the Pooh as voice actor Jim Cummings attacked online over alleged support of Donald Trump. "Oh, bother. Come on, Eeyore. Let's go play." I can't do a Winnie the Pooh. "Oh, bother. Indeed." Jim Cummings, the beloved Disney voice of Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing Duck, and many other iconic characters, is being attacked by unhinged fans over alleged support of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. To put this in perspective, Jim Cummings' huge crime in the eyes of these, quote, fans is simply stating that Trump, the former U.S. president who presided over 4 years in office, isn't Hitler. Which, remember, these people, gosh, dude, everything is insane. These people are garbage. They're scum. They need to They need to wake up. So Cumming, in response to an X post made by a Donald Trump parody account, which shared an image of a woman holding a sign that says, "If Trump isn't Hitler, then I'm a moron," to which Jim Cummings then responded, "Who is this moron?" The longtime Disney voice actor responded by simply saying, "Who is this moron?" Jim's a real one. Indeed, the Great Awakening is in process. Yeah. After that incident, seemingly joking statement, people lost their minds. Claire. So right there, let's just profile pic, tells you all you need to know. As someone who grew up with your Pooh and Tigger, this is incredibly heartbreaking. Someone else said, another user declared with seemingly no irony whatsoever, "Jim, you've disappointed millions of people today," but it doesn't stop there. The reaction train continued, becoming more unhinged with each post. Some users claimed to be crushed by Cummings' seemingly acceptance of a political party that differs from their preference, while others went a more profane and hateful route. So keep in mind, Freddy Krugosaurus is this person's name. Let him seethe, I know. "And now we know you're a rapid piece of shit, typical hateful geriatric boomer. Remember, this is the side of love and tolerance. They say stuff like this." Gosh, dude, the projection is unreal. The projection of these people it's getting tiresome too, because they're the ones that rewrite history to like paint themselves as good when like all of their ideology is actually more based in Nazism than what they projected onto conservatives. Socialism and fascism they're two sides of the same coin, but these people don't want to accept that. That's why they lied and changed history. Like there's books out there like what's his name? Dinesh, whatever his name is. He wrote The Big Lie. I need to read that book and stuff like that. But like I always saw that even when I was young growing up too. Like I was always like, for the party that says they love their intolerance, like if you disagree with them, they get butthurt about it. Let them see if their rhetoric is immensely laughable. They project their own insecurities every time they can. Absolutely. It's because they have they're either part of the woke hive mind or they have no absolute thought process or guidance in their lives. So they just have to go on the clout train. George Orwell and Dinesh. Yeah. George Orwell for sure. But here's a list of everybody, of all the voices that Jim Cummings has done. He was the centaur from Hercules. He was the Chesacat. Poseidon, Darkwing Duck, King Louie, Tigger. Wait, he must be Scar in like the Disney series, not Jeremy Irons. Oh, he was what is his Leatherface or Leatherhead? I always mix up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think that's Leatherface. This guy's Leatherhead. Baloo the Bear. Apparently he played Shredder at some point. Must be when after Uncle Phil passed away. Should be noted at this juncture, this is from this douchebag up here, that Cummings expressed no hatred towards anyone, yet this poster is being particularly hateful while using images of children's cartoon characters to make a point. They always do, because these people do not like this stuff. They're fake. They're terrorists. They're activists. They don't care. It should also be noted that Cummings, the man who these people are maligning as a terrible human being, partners with the Make-A-Wish Foundation in his spare time to call sick children as Winnie the Pooh to bring a little brightness and happiness into their world. Yes, because we know that these people don't do it, if they would. What happened to you, Jim? What the hell happened to you? I mean, you see the flags right there. Instant ignore. Another bemoaned. While others insinuated that the legendary voice man had destroyed his career with this one simple statement. The old man that doesn't know he just destroyed his legacy. Are you insinuating that you want him canceled? Interesting on how the people that say, again, the projection of the rights go like, oh, you're going after me, you're all the hate and stuff, your McConaughey, projection sort of thing. Interesting on how these people are always the first to suggest that someone's career is destroyed, as if they're insinuating that something's going to happen. Jim Cumming sounds like a modern gentleman to me. Here's a list of who he has voiced: Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing Duck, Baby Herman. He was Baby Herman in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Nice. King Louie, Tailspin, Don Carnage, Tailspin, Fat Cat, Chippendales Rescue Ranger, Ray, The Princess and the Frog, and many others. He's also taken over voice acting duties for classic Disney characters like the Cheshire Cat, King Louie, Pete, Kaa, King Triton, and many others. Still, it wasn't all hate. Many ex-users on both sides of the aisle stuck up for Cummings, expressing his political view, if that was even what he was doing, like Jeremy Griggs, the founder of Geeks and Gamers. Hail Jim. It will be interesting to see, should the snowball of outrage continue to roll down the hill, what Disney will do in response. The company notoriously fired Star Wars actress Gina Carano for sharing a meme that criticized how conservatives are treated in today's society. However, other Disney actors like Pedro Pascal, a bunch of cucks, we'll just say. And most recently, Mama Odie, voice actress Jennifer Lewis, have gone on rants about conservatives, comparing them, the Nazis and Hitler, many times since she was let go. Her? Jennifer Lewis. Like, who the hell is Jennifer Lewis? Like, the name Mama Odie doesn't even, like, ring a bell. Is that, like, from The Emperor's New Groove or something? Like, I never saw that one. Mama Odie. The fuck is... Oh, The Princess and the Frog. Well, that goes to show. Can I never watch that one either? There's a peak of when I stopped watching. Good old Jeremy. There's a peak when I stopped watching Disney cartoons. Lewis just this week declared that all black men and Latinos who voted for Trump did so because they hate themselves. Oh my gosh. Dude, the projection. The fucking projection. Never peeped it. They voted for him, Lewis said, speaking once more about black men and Latinos because they hate themselves. And they see this thing, Trump, as powerful, that he's going to move mountains for them and make them rich. And unfortunately, black men, they want a man. That said, I'm voting for a man. You want to... And yet here you are. So the Democrats have been doing so well for the black men. Like, dude, you guys keep saying that it's not enough or like nothing has fucking changed. You guys said change was coming. You got Obama elected and then nothing happened. You absolute piece of human garbage. Absolute clown world. I know. Gosh. The funny thing is that this sort of talk really doesn't have any power anymore. It means nothing because they've said it over and over and over and over again. However, you say it back to them, you just say, well, you're really the Nazi or something, or, or you're really the commie. They get ass mad about it. It's not the same. It's like, yeah, it is, bitch. She also claimed earlier this year while speaking about the incoming president, this motherfucker is Hitler. Funny, you think that number one, I love how they just ignore the first 4 years he was president, like the first time he was president. I love how they just ignore that. And then number two, if he was really Hitler, like you would think he would have immediately started doing Hitler things, like when he was in office, like full blown, like obvious dictatorship shit. And he never did. Now Biden, on how he, what do you know, said he wouldn't pardon his son, and now he did. Henceforth, the Great Awakening, baby. Hallelujah. Carano is currently bringing a wrongful termination and discrimination lawsuit against Disney for firing her. It's almost certain that Carano and her Elon Musk-backed legal team are keeping a sharp eye on Disney right now to see what happens with Jim Cummings. Do you think Disney will take action against Jim Cummings for his comments on a post about Trump? Do you think this is just that Park Place asking the standard question after you read one of their articles? I think because he's so well established, like, they would absolutely be retarded to do anything for, like, against him at this point, because people would point it out right away. It'd be the Rick and Morty effect. Justin Roiland, allegations came through. Court ultimately decided nothing happened. Didn't get his job back. The damage was done. You got clearly not Rick and Morty voice actors doing the voice. Like, that's what's going to happen. And Jim Cummings, he's so well established. Like, I think he'd do just fine, even if he was booted for some retarded reason, which he shouldn't be anyway. So that was that one. That one was pretty funny. Yeah, I saw this happening online, and, like, everyone just freaking out. Oh, I guess she did recently go on a tirade, too. I did see this. Because what's his name who played the Qui-Gon Jinn wannabe from The Acolyte was like, oh, racism. Will The Acolyte get a second season? Star Wars star hints that canceled Leslie Headland series could return. Series acting Manny Jacinto believes that there's still a chance it could return. Where's that? Explain to me how the chance is. Who plays the stranger Kemir in the series was asked about the brief appearance of Darth Plagueis, the show's final episode. Specifically, he was asked whether there was a connection with his character and the Emperor's long-dead Sith Master. Oh, man, that's a tough question. He said, they're not connected. They're definitely not. Oh, man, how do I answer that? What time is it? There are definitely a lot of different theories, like who is he, because we never actually know his true identity. Is Kemir's name actually Kemir? Can I just call him Queermere? Old Queermere. When he goes on, then he goes on to dangle a carrot in front of the show's minuscule fan base, who have been extremely vocal since its cancellation, but clearly don't exist in enough volume to justify a return. We definitely wanted to explore it. He continued, there's definitely going to be more Plagueis in the second or if not third season of the show, but I just can't say because, we could come back. I don't want to spoil anything or give anybody false hope, but I would just say there's a lot more to explore for sure. For the show's dozen of fans start to dance in treetop villages with the Ewoks, not the Yub Nub song, though. It seems from this quote as though Jacinto is merely speaking in a what if or anything can happen scenario. That's what I got out of it. No one else involved in the production, which came from the mind of Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, this bitch, offered a hope of the show's return. Cost upwards of $230 million to make, and those costs likely ballooned to over $250 million with marketing added in. Viewership numbers failed. They were abysmal. Season finale came in around 41% below that of Ahsoka, 50% lower than Andor, both of which were considered commercial disappointments. But despite the very realistic and rational explanation for the show's cancellation after just one season, the actors associated with Headland's vision have a whole different explanation. Racism. Dun, dun, dun. Joni Turner-Smith, who played Mother Amnesia. Mother Amnesia, because that's how forgettable the show is, slammed Disney for failing to rise up of what she described as a swell of racist backlash. Disney got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting fucking dogpiled on the internet with racism and bullshit, she said. It'd be just nice if these people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down. This is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. Dude, I hate this line. I fucking hate this line so much. You're not a fan. Dude, they say this every damn time. It's another like political terminology they try to throw at you to demoralize you and to make your opinion less value, because it's like, well, if you were a real fan, you would agree with me. It's like, take your fist and shove it so far up your fat ass that it comes out of your mouth. Because the only people who are not fans are people like you. Because when you're clap back to, hey, the show sucks is racism, don't really have chances are you don't really have a good argument point. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. I bet you won't, because people of color, especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. Really? Then how? Okay. They might find that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word. Just like how you're using racism as a cop-out to your guys' fucking failure and your shitty acting and your garbage writing and your bullshit bastardization of an established lore. Like, I could go on as well. Like, fuck right off. The show didn't do well because, racism.
That's your problem, fuckface.
Now that's your problem. Mandela Stenberg, the show's star, also railed against Star Wars fans, blaming them and their vitriol for the show's cancellation. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality. Well, then, okay, I'm not even going to finish reading your quote then, because you just admitted that you like living in your own echo chamber. So I don't have time for that bird sex. Gotta fly, as Mike Tyson would say in Mike Tyson Mysteries. What do you think? Will the Acolyte get a second season? No, it won't. The end. End of story. It's burning in hell. It can rot forever. All right. So we're jumping over to bounding into comics here. And Japanese retailers are having a hard time selling adult content because apparently the Visa X confirms the payment processing services are indeed being halted for these Japanese retailers selling adult content. Why, you may ask? It is necessary to disallow it to protect the brand. So, you're a damn credit card company. And the only thing that you really need to worry about is the fact that when I hand you that piece of plastic, that it gets accepted to the fact of going, I got money in the bank. I don't have it with me. Use this and it'll check out that I have the money to do. That's all you need to do. That is all. What do these people think about, like, are these people delusional? Like, dude, you're a fucking credit card company or whatever. You're a middleman. At least in my eyes. Like, I do not give a shit what people use with your brand to buy shit. Dear Lord, the only caveat, obviously, is if it's being used like via dark web, then that's an issue. Not trying to sound like a yes man, but you're on point. But dude, like this, Mio Kusakai prepares to take on the Fuyuzora twins on Dachi Tsuruyomi's cover art of Keijo. Oh, I watched that. I watched that anime. But in all honesty, like, dude, it's a woman. Like, who gives a shit? In providing direct confirmation of the company's turn towards the absurdly puritanical, Visa X executive Seitan Kitney has admitted that not only is the payment processor now choosing to deny their service to website and businesses who host adult content, but they are doing so in order to protect the brand. As readers may recall, recent months have seen an increased number of Japanese retailers, particularly those whose offerings include adult-oriented manga, anime, and doujinshi, self-published works, announcing that various payment processors had dropped them as clients due to their offering of said content, thus removing their respective ability to accept digital payment for their items. Such affected entities include the popular online doujinshi retailer Melon Books, and iconic Tokyo-based book retailer Toranorana, both of whom have lost the right to process payments from such credit card companies as Visa and MasterCard, as well as the out-of-print manga archive Manga Library Z, whose loss of these services actually led to the entire site shutting its doors, at least for the time being. Well, you got the milky succubus here. Unsurprisingly, this move has proven unpopular with manga readers across the globe, many of whom have taken to social media to voice their frustration against this pseudo-censorship. It's straight up pseudo-censorship. And more than just fans, notable Japanese creators including Love Hina, mangaka, and Manga Library Z founder Ken Akamatsu and Nier franchise creator Yoku Taro have also spoken out against the growing corporate level prudiness, as they believe this trend presents a significant threat to the idea of freedom of expression. See, this is where, like, if someone had the funding, or maybe a giant GoFundMe or something would be awesome. Someone who could just start up a credit card company and then just be like, okay, fuck it, like we'll accept it. Obviously, we'll have rules, but we don't give a shit like what you're doing. As long as you're not like using it on the dark web and, doing PDF disgusting things, like we don't give a shit. So it just needs to happen. And then Visa and MasterCard can go, sit on a butt plug. Unfortunately for those concerned, it seems Visa is not only unapologetic about their decision to stop working with adult content, but also intends to keep on keeping on with their current strategy. Per local technology news outlet and Press Watch, during a Q&A session held at the tail end of a recent press conference conducted by Visa's Japanese branch concerning their future plans, the aforementioned Kitney, who served service as the head of product for the company's Asia-Pacific operation, was asked if he could provide an insight in the decision to stop providing payment service to sites that sold adult work. In turn, the Visa executive explained that while the company normally helps to facilitate transactions for any and all legal books, those choose to break away from the sites stocking adult manga books because sometimes it's necessary to disallow it to protect the brand. The reality is this is a complex decision involving both global and local policies. No, it's not. Like, if this was never an issue before, how the hell did it just become complex now? Like, what laws were passed to be like, oh, these legal books, which follow every other policy, but yet it's adult stuff, like, oops, can't sell anymore. Or, necessary to disallow to protect the brand. You're a stupid credit card company. What image are you trying to protect? Like, what image are you so concerned about? Like, if I saw someone like buying, I don't know, if I saw a vegan buying vegan meals and I hated it, if enough people came around to it, would you stop like anything used to buy? No one does that because no one cares. The reality is that I already read that. Per Press Watch's own recap at the press conference, the tone and inflection of which Kitney made the statement indicated that the series of decisions is not a temporary one. Further, Kitney did not provide any specific details as to which specific global and local policies were being used as the basis of Visa's anti-adult content stance. Yeah, I guarantee you, there's either none or there's one that is very, very broad, or they're just twisting the words around to like weasel around it. But sorry to all you Japanese retailers out there. I mean, I have my own thoughts about adult content and stuff like that, but You know, because would I lose sleep if all that got banned? Probably not. But I don't care. But the reason, like the fact they can't even give a specific reason why, except it hurts the brand name. Like, go fist yourself. You're doing more harm than good in the end. Like, you know, it's one of those things. But then again, you know, adult content and whatnot, that's the way of the world. And, you know, depending on your faith and whatnot, like, you're supposed to be against it. So, I mean, but we as men, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Because as a man, we like women and boobs, you know. Probably should have pointed up to her, not necessarily the succubus, but whatever. But there you go. Well, hopefully enough waves get moved and, you know, I guess, like, to me, my biggest thing is like the policies and stuff don't make sense, especially in terms of them not being specific about what they're talking about, you know? But on that note, let's actually take a gander at what games were released today on December 2nd. Ooh, we got The Revenge of Shinobi. I have that game. Solid one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Tournament Fighters. Not the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, but sweet. Got your Breath of Fire 2. Samurai Showdown 2. Street Racer, I'm not exactly sure. Eternal Eyes, that sounds familiar. Ooh, Quake 3 Arena. Ooh, Legend of the Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon. The Wu-Tang Shaolin style. Dude, oh, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. That's a great game. Got Pikmin. Ooh, Metal Slug Advance. Nice. The Prince of Persia remake. The OG is good. You got a Naruto Shippuden game. I don't know how good it is, but it's there. Got your Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 remix. Dang. A lot of solid stuff. Let's expand around the world here and see what GameFAQs or Moby Games has for us. Doom 64, apparently, for the United Kingdom. Very nice. Ooh, in Canada, they got The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past / Four Swords. Very nice. Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files. Man, it would have been nice if, like, there was actually some good Yu Yu Hakusho video games. I think there is, but I think it never came to, of course, the U.S., because why would it? Oh, gosh. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. For the Italian version, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Generations is that go-to. Yeah. Got a Kids Next Door video game. I never got into it. I've seen a little. I mean, I enjoy Kids Next Door, but I never went out of my way to watch it. Oh, Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memory was released for the PlayStation 2. Prince of Persia: The Fallen King. The Game Boy Advance, or the Nintendo DS one, apparently. Ooh, the Warriors Street Brawl. The Warriors video game is actually pretty good, and I've been wanting to play it. I should. Batman. Mario Kart 7. UK. Kids Next Door was a good time. It's decent. Good. Good. What else we got? And nothing else really catching my eye here. But that was a good solid list. Very good list. Very nice. Nicely done. Well, guys, that's all I had for you tonight. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We were on YouTube, Rumble, and X. Okay, Rumble Studio working better this time around, but I don't know why it was being garbage. Because now all of a sudden it's saying, like, your bit rate's too high when I'm over on YouTube, which doesn't make any sense. Need a... once Christmas is over, need to get back on some hardcore keto. But thanks to everyone who was hanging out. Let's see. Who is online over on YouTube that we can raid? Wait, my monetization apparently was limited. What a bunch of dicks. I just now noticed this. Why? I didn't even use the F word. Appreciate your time, brother. God bless. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, tomorrow we'll probably be doing more Tomb Raider. I put up a Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 content. Might be something worth doing with the YouTube shorts. I was reading that it's kind of hard to it's easy to grow, but like it's a whole different monetization things with YouTube shorts. But who knows? I might give her a shot-a-rooski. Let's see. Drunk 3PO's online. He's playing Fortnite. I will raid him over on YouTube. Show him some love. But yes, catch you guys on the flip side. Take care. God bless. And until then, peace.